Welcome or welcome back to the 8th concession. My name is Natalie. Well, it finally happened. Our first snowfall of the season. But it didn't last. The weather has warmed up again above freezing, which is crazy for this time of year. It typically, in December anyway, stays below zero. Any snow that falls on the ground stays on the ground, but not this year. We're experiencing very mild temperatures, but nonetheless, Christmas is coming and it's time to do some decorating. Now, I have mentioned in other videos where I do some cooking that my mother was German. And that German culture has kind of come into our Christmas traditions as well. So I thought I'd share some of that with you today. But first, I have a bit of outdoor decorating to do while the weather is mild. So I'm going to do that first, and then we're going to go on a little bit of a road trip. Well, it's warmed up so much here, I can actually wear my spring jacket. So we're now going to go on a bit of a trip to the city of Kitchener, here in southern Ontario. Now, I grew up near Kitchener, and Kitchener has a long history of German cultural roots. In fact, originally Kitchener was called Berlin, but it changed its name in the middle of the First World War in 1916, I think. Because of, the North America fighting with the Germans, there was a lot of anti-German sentiment, so they changed the name from Berlin to Kitchener. But there still were a lot of German immigrants there, and there were a lot of German festivals and, food and delis there. So what they still do, well actually in October, they have the largest Oktoberfest celebration outside of Germany, outside of Munich in Germany. So there's still a lot of people with German roots, like myself. So every Christmas they have something called the Christkindlmarkt, which just means Christmas market. And they have German cookies and German decorations. And we always like to go and wander around and get some Christmas cheer and maybe pick up an ornament or two. So that's where we're going today. Welcome to the Kitchener Christkindlmarkt. So we're back from the Christkindlmarkt, the German Christmas market, and we picked up a few treasures, and I thought I'd share with you some of the German things we have in our house for Christmas. Now this is something that most German homes have, and I did not buy this year. I did pick up some extra candles for it though. This is known as a German candle pyramid or a candle carousel, and the reason it's in this shape is historically, before Christmas trees were a common thing, the trees themselves were fairly rare or expensive. So people often built A-shamed frames in their homes, and then they would decorate it just with the boughs so it looked like a tree, but it was much simpler. And then underneath they would create a little scene of, Christmas story, or back in those days, the religious Christmas story. And candles would be on the tree to light it. So this is kind of like a representation of that. But the candle pyramid is special because with these little wings up here, once you light the candles, it turns on its own and lights up the room. So I'm going to show you that. These candles are getting kind of low, which is why I got a new pack of them. But I'll use these until they're down to the stubs, and then I'll replace them. You can see that as the heat goes up and hits the little paddles, that it begins to turn on its own, and the little figures go round and round in the middle. Now, wooden ornaments are very much a German tradition, and so I picked up some this year. I've had this one for a while. It's a little snowman on a sled. And you can see all the details. They're really cute. I also have a little ceramic bell that rings and is painted with a little candle scene. That was also made in Germany, and that hangs on our big tree. This is the one I got this year. He's a little woodcutter. You can see his little axe and his basket of wood and his walking stick for going up into the mountains to get the wood. All hand carved, even down to his little boots and socks there. So he'll go on our big Christmas tree this year too. So there you go, just a little nod to the German roots that I have by way of my mother, and keeping a little bit of that alive in our Christmas traditions. Hope you're enjoying your holiday season so far. Bye for now.